Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm gonna show you guys one of the fastest ways to level up your warframes or weapons in Warframe. Let's get started. So how this works is that we're going to use the Stealth Kill Multiplier in order to quickly level up your warframes or weapons. First of all, let's talk about weapons and warframes. The warframe that you should bring is Equinox, and definitely and only Equinox, because most of the time we're gonna use her second ability, which is Rest and Rage, on the Knight form, which basically puts enemies to rest and allows them to be opened up to finishers or stealth kills. So this is the build I'm gonna be running on. It's also covered in my other Equinox build, which I have made a while ago. Actually not a while ago, but it's a really long time ago. If you want more information about this build, the link is in the description below, so you can check it out later. Of course, you can also bring Ivara because of a sleep arrow, but I would recommend Equinox because her Rest and Rage ability is more faster compared to Ivara's sleep arrow. Not to mention, it also has higher duration and higher range. Now on to weapons. I recommend you to bring one-shot weapons for best results. Not only it guarantees the kill, but also it makes the mission more faster in a way. But let's say if the weapon is not strong enough, like some daggers and some swords, you can just go for stealth kills. It might be slow, it might be very sluggish, but it does guarantee the kill. Unless your weapon doesn't have any mods inside it, then I don't know what to say about this. If you're farming XP for guns, it's recommended that you put silencing mods onto your weapons. For example, these three mods on the screen: Hush, Suppress, and Silent Battery. And of course, don't be stupid to put one of these mods into a bow, because a bow is already silent, so you should know your weapon types before placing this in. Definitely check the wiki for a list of silenced weapons. And because you can't do stealth attacks with guns, it is highly recommended to go for headshots, because again, it does guarantee the kill, but not for all weapons, so keep note of that. And for the other mods, you can just go for damage mods, or you can just use your regular build, but just try and make sure that it is capable of one-shotting the enemy, or at least to kill the enemy fast. Now let's talk about this Stealth Kill Multiplier. For those who don't know, I'm gonna explain the basics of what this is all about. Basically, when you stealth kill an enemy, you will get bonus XP after it. And basically what this XP does is that the next kill that you will get will have extra XP. And after 5 successive stealth kills, you will get a maximum amount of 500% XP buff for the remaining duration. If you stealth kill another person within this timer or for the remaining duration, it will just refresh back to 30 seconds. If you have an affinity booster, the XP that you get from the Stealth Kill Multiplier will be doubled. So you can say it's kind of like a 10 times multiplier. And so there are 3 levels of alertness for enemies, which is unalerted, minor, and full alertness. Basically, when an enemy is not witnessing any corpses or unusual activity like gunshots and all that, they will be unalerted, and that means you can stealth kill an enemy while they are in this state. On the minimap, their enemy logo or the icon is hollow on the inside. It's just a triangle and definitely not solid, you can see through it. When an enemy is in minor alert, that means it may have seen some corpses or heard some distant gunshots. And this is why you should have silent mods in your guns, as mentioned earlier. At this state, you cannot stealth kill the enemy because you will break your multiplier if you do so. And if an enemy is on full alertness, that means the enemy has saw you and, well, things will go haywire. But I'll explain later what happens and what you should do when you mess up accidentally in a mission. But now let's talk about priority of enemies. We know that Bombards and Heavy Gunners provide more XP than normal Grineer, so it is best to go for these enemies if possible. If it's just a normal Elite Lancer, or a shield guy, or a Eviscerator, then you can definitely slide attack these enemies and just kill them up very fast. If you know that your weapon is not capable of one-shotting an enemy, then the safest way to go is just to stealth kill them. Now, what happens when you accidentally mess up in a mission, the enemies has saw you, the alertness is full, and what should you do when this happens? Simple. If the alarm is triggered, go and solve it. Go and turn off the alarm, go and find a console nearby and hack it, make sure the alarm is off. But before you do that, of course, find a place to hide and just make sure that whichever place you're hiding in has a console for you to hack, so that you can turn off the alarms. Once that is done, stay there and wait until the enemy's alertness drops to unalerted mode. If you are going to level up your warframes instead of your weapons, then it's recommended to have a friend who is willing to play as Equinox with the same build I've shown you just now. Basically, the person who is playing as Equinox will go around the map and make enemies go into sleep, or basically spam her second skill everywhere, and the other person would be getting all the XP. So that means he's gonna go around and find enemies to kill. For example, if you're the person who is playing as Equinox, you have a responsibility to make sure that the enemies in a certain area is fully in rest mode. What I mean by fully in rest mode is basically just ensure that each and every enemy is affected by your second skill, so that your friend wouldn't kill an minor or full alerted enemy, which would make the mission go haywire or just things will go wrong. And before we end the mission, I just want to give you guys one pro tip. It is to always notice your minimap. If your minimap suddenly has this one solid red color triangle, and that means the enemy is already alerted, and two things you can do is either kill the enemy or just let them trigger the alarm and wait out until their alertness drops. Since I'm making this video in a hurry, please do tell me if I have left out any points. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching this video. If you guys liked it, then be sure to leave a like, write a nice comment, and please consider subscribing. If you want to support me, you can check out the Ko-fi page. Links are in the description below, so be sure to check it out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.